is a spiritual deity. Freedom and liberty and justice shall fight for you. When you fight for freedom with all your soul, take it from me. This is Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB, the voice of the nation, the voice.
And here is a special announcement from the leadership of Biafra government in exile. This is BCB.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are today. Welcome. There are so many significant events that have taken place in the last few days and weeks, which everyone needs to take notice of. The main problem of our people, and indeed most Africans, is that of lethargy, a seemingly lack of energy and enthusiasm, a kind of situation where it appears that people have given up. They are resigned to fate and hope that someday some divine intervention will take place and make all the problems go away. Otherwise, these irregular occurrences, as worrying as they are, and events, should be setting off alarm bells in our heads. Everyone in Nigeria, whether you're from the southeast or southwest or from the north. These are worrying times. The things that are happening should worry anyone, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you believe in. I'm going to quickly touch on two of such events that I think should set the alarm bells ringing in the head of everyone in Biafra land, and indeed the entire Nigeria. The first of such events is the Vice President's speech at the just concluded United Nations 79th General Assembly in New York. The Vice President of Nigeria represented the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and gave a speech which I listened to. And just like former President Muhammadu Buhari before him, Kazim Shettima, the Vice President, I believe that's his name, unequivocally called for independence for the Palestinian people. And that is a good thing. And that is the right thing. Nigeria governments, especially that of Muhammadu Buhari and the present government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kazim Shettima, believe that Palestine should be free and independent. Palestine should be free and secure as an independent state. This is legitimate. And the United Kingdom also hold the same position as the Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer also gave a speech to the Assembly to lay out the UK's position, and as leader of the opposition, he also held that position, which is for a two-state solution to be implemented. A free Palestinian state alongside a secure Israel. That is their position. As a panacea to peace in the region. The independence and freedom of the Palestinian people. This is what Biafrans and indeed most Igbos have been agitating for in Nigeria today. A free Igbo or Biafra nation living peacefully alongside Nigeria. Self-determination is a right for all indigenous peoples. And the indigenous peoples of Biafra deserve their free, secure state, just as the Palestinians deserve a free state. Little wonder why the story is different from Biafra, for Biafrans in Nigeria, as Nigeria governments take the opposite view and clamp down on peaceful agitators. Many have been killed, many still in detention, especially the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra organization, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, still in DSS detention. The second of such events and occurrences follows from the first, which is the court appearance of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB worldwide, who has been in detention for nearly 4 years. The Supreme Court of Nigeria ruled that his bail should be reinstated, and that the act of extraordinary rendition of Kanu from Kenya that brought Kanu back into Nigeria was unlawful. Yet, the lower court disobeys the orders of the higher court in Nigeria. And we heard during the court proceedings a few days ago, Justice Nyako arguing that she is not obliged to obey Supreme Court rulings in her own court, which is a lower court. Of course, she was forced to recuse herself from the case after Kanu eloquently argued that she is compromised and no longer able to continue in that case. And so she was asked to recuse herself from the case. Kanu rightly pointed out that no court in Nigeria is competent to try him, because the charge laid against him in the first place was for an alleged crime he committed in London. Apparently, while he was broadcasting using his internet radio, the Radio Biafra London, in his London studio. And so it was outside the jurisdiction of the Nigerian courts. And we learned that they quickly, on realizing their monumental error, removed London from the charge. And so why is Kanu being charged and tried in Nigeria? Why is he being held in solitary confinement in DSS facility and denied his basic rights, especially the rights to receive proper medical attention at a proper hospital and the rights to consult his legal team properly? Why is Nigeria breaking their own rules and breaking international rules of human rights in order to continue to detain Kanu against all court rulings discharging him? Why is his bail not being reinstated as ordered by the Supreme Court of Nigeria? These are the things we should be asking ourselves as the country degenerates into what is clearly a banana republic. A place where law and order means nothing. A place where human rights are abused blatantly with impunity. There are so many other events that should worry everyone, regardless of where you come from, whether you are a Biafran or not, or whether you're from the Yoruba stock, or if you're from Hausa, or a Gwari or Nupe person, or you're from Bini, or you're Ishakiri, and many other ethnic nationalities caught up in this contraption. You need to be worried and concerned. This is because of the failure in the electoral system, which has allowed a particular group of people, whether you call them the cabal or APC or PDP politicians, the abuse of power and the brigandage, state capture, and total disregard to law and order. The winner takes all, money bag, no issue politics, bribe and capture the judiciary. Judges are being bought with huge sums of money to pervert the course of justice, which is the last hope of the common man. This should seriously worry everyone in that space, and should also worry the international community. It's difficult, or I don't even want to mention the hopelessness of the common man, the hopeless plight of the ordinary man and woman up and down that country, that have accepted their fate and will always adjust to extreme poverty and suffering. They can live with petrol rising up to 1,300 naira per litre, from about 185 naira per litre, over 1,000% increase. They can live with this astronomically high cost of living. They can afford not to be able to send their children to school because of high cost of transport, high cost of books, increases in tuition fees. They can afford not to get even the most basic of health care. Mortality rate dropping to below 50. They can afford not to apply on smooth roads. They can endure the potholes, endless potholes, and the damage it causes to their cars, and the accidents that comes therefrom, that take their lives and cause them injuries, life-changing injuries. But the entire people seem to be resigned to fate and hopelessness. However, a few people are starting to show their concern and worry. The retired military despots that we've had in the past are meeting, and they are really worried too. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan, is worried too and has made his concern public. Many people from different walks of life, decent people, are coming out to say the truth. The way to win election in Nigeria is to bribe INEC, some say, by the judges. On election day, INEC will shut down IREV and declare winner in the wee hours of the night, and then ask you to go to court. Because they know that the courts have been bought. And when you go to court, the judges who have been bought with millions of dollars, not naira, will happily sacrifice the last hope of the common man on the altar of technicalities. No country with highly flawed and corrupted electoral system succeeds. None. On the back of all this, I am more than convinced that our agitation to exit from Nigeria as Biafrans and become a free independent nation, whether a Biafran nation or an Igbo nation, has become all the more expedient and necessary. It's no longer tenable for anyone from the old eastern region to stand idly by and watch these things unfold, coupled with our historical journey. You must come to the conclusion that you must lend your voice, lend your talent, lend your time to this fight for freedom, for this liberation project. If not for yourself, for your children and their children's children. And as we agitate, we ask for a peaceful disengagement from Nigeria. Our agitation is not about violence. It's not about fighting another war. We already did. And the issues that led to the war still persist. And so we ask to be let go. A stopgap can only be accepted if that stopgap can only be a first step. First, a return to regional autonomy for 4 years, after which a referendum is conducted for the people of each region to decide for themselves whether they want to remain in Nigeria or leave to be a separate independent nation. A peaceful separation is possible, and it is essential. And we have seen it happen in so many places, in Serbia, in Montenegro, in North Macedonia, in Czech Republic, in Croatia. And these countries are thriving, growing, and their peoples living a great life, full of opportunities, equality, care, and prosperity. Our struggle for a free, secure Biafra is to give our people that same opportunity to thrive, to develop, and to reach that potential we know we can achieve, but being held down, being prevented to reach those potentials in a contraption that has failed and about to consume all that is within it. Now is the time. Now is the time for freedom and security for the peoples of Israel, Palestine, and indigenous peoples of Biafra. Now is the time. As those voices rise in the UN General Assembly for Palestine, those voices should also rise for the peoples of Biafra. And as the British people exercise their right to leave the European Union, the indigenous peoples of Biafra should also be given the opportunity to exercise their rights, whether to remain or exit from Nigeria. It is their God-given right to decide how they want to be governed, who they want to associate with, and how they want to develop economically and politically. And now is the time. I echo with Kazim Shettima that the Palestinians should be free. In the same voice, Kazim Shettima should and must echo with me that the Biafrans must be free. Let my people go. Release Nnamdi Kanu and all Biafra detainees now. May God bless you, and may God bless our nation, Biafra. Thank you.
This is the Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This video is being made from the premises of the DSS in Abuja. You all know who I am. My name is Aloy Ejimako. I'm the special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. On my right is Barrister Nemeke Ejiofor. Behind me is Barrister Patrick Ageze, who came from Enugu, and to my left is Barrister Mandela Umeborok. All of us, all four of us, came to the premises of DSS to meet with our client today to discuss what happened in court on 24th on the way forward on his case. But we were not allowed by the DSS to meet with our client. We came by few minutes to 2 p.m. Until now that I'm speaking to you, which is some minutes to 5 p.m., we have not been allowed to meet with our client. So we're just about to leave, and we have our suspicions. Our suspicion, which is credible, is that the DSS and the federal government of Nigeria, they are not happy that our client requested the judge handling this matter to withdraw from handling the case. If not this reason, what other reason could explain this unconstitutional behavior of preventing lawyers from meeting with their clients who is under trial? So we need the world to know that this thing furthers what the government of the day or the DSS has been doing that actually complicated the trial of this case, that culminated in our client being frustrated and losing confidence in the judge who was handling this case, and which resulted on 24th September in our client requesting the judge to withdraw. So we decided to make this video to inform the world about what is happening, and we are going to back it up with a press statement, another press statement later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Join us next time for news, cultural, and educational programs. This is the Broadcasting Corporation of Biafra, BCB.
Give us the strength.